Hey everyone, it's Jennifer.
And it's Jonio.
Today we're going to be talking about your expectations when you're about to date someone. Now we're in this stage where we're thinking, okay, what is a realistic expectations and what's the difference between your expectations versus settling down?
So I think you kind of quickly realize once you're like older and you probably start dating and stuff like that, that whenever you meet someone, it's not the ideal person. Like they don't have all the traits that you thought you wanted. How do I, not focus so much on things that might not matter as much and really just focus on the core attributes of the person without feeling like you're settling? Because you don't want to feel like, you're not ultimately being with the person that you always wanted, and you don't want to feel like you're just like, okay, fine, they're good enough, like I'll settle with them.
What are some examples of things that people...
Yeah, so we were talking about this before our video. So like, I guess smaller things that you might not be as fond of could be like, I don't know, how the person drinks, or like exactly how they comb their hair, or maybe like the type of clothes that they wear or where they shop.
Their height.
Yeah, their height. So things like that might be like smaller things. But then I think there's also things that people struggle with a little bit more that might be a little bit more meaningful. So maybe the type of job that they have. Maybe they have something that doesn't pay as well as your job pays, or maybe is not viewed in society as something that's a good career, a good job to have. But they might have like ambitions and things that they're working on the side to achieve something else, but you just can't look past that.
Even if I rationally know that I'm being shallow and like that these are unrealistic things that I am expecting out of someone, I can't help but feel unattracted or turned off by someone that has these traits that I don't really like. And I think I also hard to kind of, even though you know your core traits that you're looking after, like if you're looking for someone ambitious, kind, and those are like really important, and you know that. But then if someone like, I don't know, has a unibrow, for some reason that trait negates everything else, and it's like I weight all the traits evenly, even though like maybe kindness should be like an 80% weight, and like having, I don't know, a unibrow should be like 0.001%. But then when I see it, I feel like that's an 80% weight. Like it's so important to me at that time.
Yeah, and if you end up moving forward with the relationship, you just feel like you're settling, even though it's something so small. You just feel like, oh, I didn't live up to what I really wanted,
and you feel it's unfair to the other person too, because you're like, I can't give all the love and niceness to them that they deserve, and there's something that I kind of like am removed a little bit from them because I can't just like accept them for who they are.
So focused on that flaw,
and you kind of feel like an evil person.
Not even a flaw. Like sometimes it's not even a flaw. It's just like your preference, because like the clothes that they wear, that's not a flaw.
I guess to you view it as a flaw, which is not a good thing.
Yeah, but it's just like your preference that shouldn't be weighed as important as things like kindness and all the other core attributes, personality and stuff like that.
Yeah. Where's this issue from? Is this an issue like maybe we need to like go out and meet more people because there is that perfect person somewhere out there maybe, and you just haven't found it? Or is it something that you have to change in yourself and that you do have to drop these expectations? But like, is it settling?
I don't think it's settling if the person has all the core attributes, so like the personality, the kindness, like that kind of stuff, but it's just like they have other things that you might not prefer that they have.
If you can't accept someone despite them having all those things, and it's just these little things here and there, I think there is something in you that you need to grow, how to love someone, how to accept someone.
The problem that I guess people have is that they might not be open-minded to just people being human. Like everyone is going to have different ways of being, they're going to have different flaws or just like different ways of acting. And so if someone acts in a way or does something differently than you might kind of view them as like over there and you're over here. You just feel such a disconnect that you just feel like they're not good enough to be with someone like me. I think you kind of have that mindset.
What can we possibly do today to change that?
You have to relax your expectations, and you're like, no, but I don't want to settle.
You're like, how? Though? Like, I can't help but when I look at this person, I'm not attracted to them because of this small thing, and it's unrealistic, but you can't just...
And you don't want to force it either.
Exactly.
You don't want to, like, say, okay, fine, it doesn't matter, but really, like, every time you're with them, you're like, it bothers you.
The best thing that we could do right now, I think, is knowing that there's something that you need to change in yourself, and it might be a long-term thing that you have to just learn to grow yourself. When you initially have the belief and the thoughts that, okay, this is a human being and I need to accept them, I think that's the belief. And I think once you have those types of thoughts, you should show and act in that way that's aligned with your thoughts. I think it becomes a habit in you. I think you eventually will start doing this without having a conscious thought of that. And then from there, it becomes ingrained in you. I think it becomes a value. And I think your likeness for human people and human flaws, it becomes more relaxed and you're more open.
You'll definitely loosen those expectations, and you won't focus so much on those initial things that you were focusing on before, because it won't be so prominent. I think right at the beginning, it is very prominent, and you're just like stuck on that, and you can't move past it. But then if you just continue to act in like a loving way, then it kind of just like, you kind of loosens it. The core attributes start to come through a little bit more, and you start to just like see the person for, you know, who they really are, which is like the important things that you should be focusing on.
Exactly.
Remember too that you're not going to suddenly love this trait. Like, it's always going to be something that you don't prefer, but it's just going to be something that you don't think about as much. Like, you don't weigh it as heavily, and you just kind of like accept it. You can never be open-minded if you keep distancing yourself. So if you keep shutting down people, like, no, they have this, I don't want to be with them. No, they have this, I don't want to be with them. Like, if you continue to do that and you're always distancing yourself from that trait or that people, then you're never going to be open-minded to it. Because like, how are you supposed to be open-minded to something that you keep distancing yourself from, right?
I think this is important not only in your love relationships, but I think it'll grow you as a person in other areas of your life. And I think I definitely need to take some advice in this video and do this.
So thank you guys so much for watching. Like, if you found it helpful, or you kind of like, you know, thought about something in a different way, let us know below. We'd love to hear like your guys' insights and just like what you think about our takeaways and like our discussion about these topics. If you like the video, then give it a thumbs up and make sure that you subscribe to see more videos, and we will see you guys next week.
See ya.
Bye.
Sometimes you just are scared that if you don't map your life out properly, then you're gonna disappoint yourself, and you just like miss out on everything that you could have achieved in one lifetime.